Nala Sinephro's Space 1.8. This debut album from Nala Sinephro from a couple of years ago is actually, I think, very clearly also a jazz album, but this album kind of pushes itself a little bit more towards the ambient side. It's like ambient jazz. So you could also connect this to a degree to Alice Coltrane and sort of the free/spiritual jazz movement that was happening towards the late 60s. I think there's a line that you could definitely draw between what's happening here and there. But it also has a very strong electronic component, and it's got a very clear ambient, classic idea of ambient music is wallpaper music that's can fade into the background. And I think that this album has that as well. So what is it that really makes it feel like jazz to me? Well, one of the defining factors of jazz for me is that the use of jazz vocabulary in solos and in the playing. It doesn't take very long to realize when you listen to this that the drums in this are played by a guy who's a pretty proficient jazz drummer. It has that sort of cymbal, heavy 2 and 4 hi-hat feel to it. Even in parts of the album where it's a little bit less ambient, there are some more aggressive parts of this album, it still kind of has that general swing feel. And also the soloing that Nala Sinephro kind of gets into on this one, especially when she's playing saxophone, she plays some harp, but also her saxophone chops for sure. You will hear her play some jazz vocabulary. And jazz vocabulary is sort of defined generally by blues licks, melodies based on chord tones and 2-5-1 progressions, and reinvented jazz transcriptions. So this is kind of understood language in jazz improvisation that surrounds itself with these three basic forms. And although it's a little bit less structured than you would hear in a lot of jazz, it's certainly there. I think that she definitely is calling on jazz vocabulary, and that definitely throws it, I think, further a little bit over towards the jazz side of the spectrum.